Hello friends, I welcome you. Hello friends, I welcome you to another interesting tutorial in our corelDRAW class. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how you can design a brand identity for company. Brand identity basic package has to do with logo design, letterhead, uh, business folder, business envelope, and so on, and business card, ID card, and so on. So in this tutorial, I will show you what you need to follow in prepare a standard print-ready stationery or brand identity design in corelDRAW. First thing, your client might give you a logo design, or if they don't give you a logo design, they might give you the complete job to get it done for them. All you have to do is to know the company color, the company name, and the slogan. That's it. So as you can see on the screen here, we have our logo design already in corelDRAW, which is in vector file, right? So the next thing we are going to do is to start our design. So what we are going to do to make a very simple, to make this work very easy for us, we need to create our letterhead first. So from there we move to the next step. So all you have to do is to watch the step I'm taking to create a brand identity design, so that it will be very much easy for you when you are trying to create your own personal brand identity, or you're trying to create it for a company, right? So first thing, we need to make a new page size for a letterhead. So we click on plus sign here. So the dialog box is going to pump up from this point here. Then now we need to set this page to be in a print ready letterhead size, right? So at this point here, we type letterhead as our design name, letterhead design. Okay, so we come here and make sure that every letterhead design is A4 size, A4 standard. When we choose A4, so having select A4, at this point here, you see everything turned to millimeters. So it is advisable we turn it back to inches. So when we change it back to inches, you can see the figure here, right? But this figure here is not exactly what we need. So we need to add a bleed area to the width and the height of the letterhead. So how do we do that? So we need to copy this figure here. So let me open my notepad. So we open a notepad here. So notepad. So having opened a notepad, I will copy the figure here. So the figure for width here, Ctrl Z. So I'll bring out my notepad and press Ctrl V. So I can call this one width size, right? So I will come here and type height. Height size is 11.693, right? So these are the figures I need. But in order to add a bleed area, so our bleed area is going to be 0.25. So how do we add that? We need to bring out our calculator here. So I have my calculator already. So this is my calculator. Then the first figure is, my width is 8.25268. 8.268. Now plus 0.25. So equal to. So this is the figure I'm going to type now. So I'll come back to my width here. So I'll come back to my width here and change this figure to the new figure I have in the calculator here, which is 8.518. Then I'll come here and do the same to the height. So the height figure here is, so let me clear this. So the height figure is 11.693, 11.693. Very good. Then I will add 0.25 as well, plus 0.25 and equal to, so this is the figure I'm going to use now. So I'm going to type 11.9 stuff. So 11.943, right? 943. That's going to be the size for the letterhead. So having done all this, I'll click on OK. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to create the bleed area. All you have to do is to go back to your tools bar here. Then double click the rectangle to open a page border. So when you double click the rectangle, you open a page border. So all you have to do now is to come here and type the real figure size of the width and the height, which we have it here already. So this is the figure we are going to type now. 8.268. So 8.268. Then the height. We come down here and type the new figure for the height. So the new figure for the height is 11.693. Very good. So we come here, 11.693. 693. Then we press enter on our keyboard. So we have it here. So one other thing we can do now is to drag our ruler. So from vertical and the horizontal. Right? So at this point here, let us zoom out and see the bleed area. So this is going to be a trim area whenever they print out our letterhead. So whatever you want to design now should fall within the inside of this guide ruler here. So this is how you make a standard letterhead design in corelDRAW. So now one other thing we can do here is that we have to delete our rectangle. So we click on the work area and press the delete key on our keyboard. But we make sure that whatever we are trying to design, as far as our design is concerned, all the text should fall within this guide ruler, right? So if you don't know how to get a guide ruler, all you have to do is to go to window. So when you get to window, you look for fields. Okay, you go to tools. Let's try to figure out where the ruler is. It's been a long time when I bring it out. So workspace, tools bar. Where is ruler? Ruler. Anyway, from the menu bar here, you should be able to look for ruler. So, okay, before I finish the tutorial, if I was able to figure it out, I'll bring it out. Okay, so this is how you do the standard layout. So now let's start to see how we make a very simple creative letterhead design in corelDRAW. So you can use any concept to do a letterhead design. This depends on what the client wants and also what exactly we're also looking at. So now the first thing we have to do here is to go to our logo. So we can make a copy of the logo. Ctrl Z. Then we go back to letterhead layout. Ctrl V. Now this is the logo we are going to use for the design. All right. Now the design concept. So let us zoom out with our zoom tool. Now we can make a rectangle at the top here. Right. So it doesn't matter if our design style go beyond the guide ruler. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that we make sure that all this thing is not, all our text is not going outside our guide ruler. Then I will make use of my pen tools now. I will make a path. I'll press down Shift key to draw a perfect stroke. Then Control key down to cut. Yes. Okay. So we can take this up to the top. Then we can come here and increase the stroke width. Let's try and see 10. Okay. Then one other thing I'm going to do here is I will go back to my pen tools here. Then I will make another part. Cut. And I'll cut. So I can increase this like this. Okay. So down below here, I can make another rectangle. Right. So now, generally, I will double click my rectangle again. To make a page border. So having make a page border, so I will make sure that this is snapped to the edge of the border. Okay. So one other thing I'm going to do, I'll press Shift key and click on the new border. Then I'll press B to align to the bottom. Then C to make sure everything is aligned on the center. Okay. So one other thing I'm going to do is that I will make another rectangle. I'll make another tiny rectangle like this. Then I'll click the rectangle now. I'll go to my menu bar here. I will type 45 degree. Then I'll press enter on my keyboard. And I'll take it down here. So I will resize this. I can keep on rotate. Something like this. Then I'll click on this new rectangle here. Then I will drag with my right click. Then I will choose copy here. So when you choose copy here, the next thing I'm going to do is to make a duplicate of this by press Ctrl D. Ctrl D. So it's going to give me aggregate size of each of the column I'm trying to do here. All right, so I'm done with my layout style for the letterhead. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go back to my smart fill. So when I select my smart fill, I will fill some of the necessary area. Ctrl Z. Let me zoom out. Smart fill. I will fill this. Then I will fill this. I will fill this. Oh, sorry. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Before we do that, we need to take this to the front wheel. We right click, order. Then we make sure that this move to the front of page. So having done that, we need to select all the shape here also. Right click, order, front of page. Very good. So we can select our smart fill now. Then we fill this place. We fill this, Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Okay, let me group everything here. So having group on everything, I'll press Shift key and click on this rectangle now. Then I will go to my menu bar here. I will click on trim. So when we trim, we select the shape and press delete key on our keyboard. Now, having done this, the next thing we are going to do, I will now apply my smart fill here, 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 here. Good. So let us zoom in the entire shape. So what we are going to do next is to look at the top here. Just zoom out. So we can as well make this rectangle snap to the top object here and the bottom object. Snap and snap. Anyway, that is not the main issue. So smart fill, we need this thing to be filled here. We need this to be filled here. Now we select rectangle and delete on our keyboard. This stroke here, Shift key and click on this stroke here. Then we press delete key on our keyboard. Very good. Now, the next thing to do is to incorporate our logo into the design and the text.